$10,055 to win feature. Some more of our Short Track Super Series marketing partners include Bicknell Racing Products. When the checker flag drops at every 2024 Short Track Super Series event, drivers will be entering Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. Bicknell Racing Products got to start when Pete Bicknell was in high school, building his first race car as a senior project. More than 40 years later, the St. Catharines, Ontario chassis manufacturer has developed into the industry leader with state-of-the-art equipment and facilities in St. Catharines, Ontario, and Niagara Falls, New York. Visit BicknellRacingProducts.com, like Bicknell Racing Products on Facebook, or follow Bicknell Racing on Twitter or Instagram. Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. Also, before we get to Victory Lane, we will be having the drivers go through the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag, 1 lap to go. Barron's Performance Warehouse 1 to go is that all Short Track Super Series modified and 602 Sportsman events. Barron's Performance Warehouse was founded by Harry Barron in 1972 as Barron's Speed Center, a general speed and tire shop aimed at the general automotive market. In 1982, the decision was made to focus on the parts and service market and leave behind Harry's career as a driver. The Speed Center has grown to a nationally known leader in the automotive racing industry. Barron's Performance Warehouse, located on Meadow Road, Florida, New York, can be found on the web at barrons.com or by phone at 845-651-7389. That'll be 845-651-7381. Barron's Performance Warehouse, white flag, 1 to go before they reach Bicknell Racing Products Victory Lane. We are ready to go here tonight at Cornwall Motor Speedway for the Rumble on the Seaway. Heat number 1 coming out of the turn. Joe Chris drops the green and we are underway. Out of the corner, Cook has the lead down the back straightaway. Cook is under pressure now from Ryan Stabler into the turn. Off the corner, Cook continues to lead Stabler, working out of the turn down the back straightaway now. Tristan Draper in the 17 runs in third. Jackson Gill going to the outside. Working into the corner, Perrone out of the inside of Gill. They're side by side. Timmy Fuller next in line. Gouvreau next in line. Whoa, Fuller almost off the edge of the racetrack on the backstretch. Perrone taking Gill up high here on the front straightaway. He'll pick up position 4. Gill is in 5th spot down the back straightaway. Halfway this time, Gouvreau, Fuller right there as well. Working into the turn, we got a 4-car battle now. Perrone, Gill, Gouvreau, and the 19 of Fuller. That is a 4-car battle for the final 2 qualifying spots. Look at Gill. He'll go from the outside to the bottom and pull a slider into turn number 1. Meanwhile, we got a battle for the lead up front as they work into turn 3 and 4, 2 to go. Down the straightaway. Stabler is on the outside. Cook is on the inside. Stabler and Cook battling for the lead, and the battle for that 5th spot continues further back in the pack. Barron's Performance Warehouse, white flag, 1 lap to go. Stabler will take the outside and grab the lead from Cook. Cook fighting back down the back straightaway on the final lap. Stabler on the outside, Cook on the bottom. Drag race off the corner. Who's it going to be? Stabler will win over Cook. 3rd spot will go to Draper. Gill and Fuller will be your qualifiers. What a battle from heat number 1. The winning driver, the 77, Ryan Stabler. 35, Thomas Cook is 2nd. 17D, Tristan Draper, 3rd. They go to the redraw. The 60, Jackson Gill, is in 4th. And the 19, Tim Fuller, is 5th. Lineup for heat number 2. We'll go this way. Driving car number 66 will be Kyle Dingwall. Kyle Dingwall in the 66. He will go from the pole. He's out of Williamsburg, Ontario. Alongside of him out of Savannah, New York, the Hurlock Automan Speed 9S's Matt Shepard. Driving from the inside of the second row, the Pale Racing 1 will be David Hebert. He's from St. Thomas, Quebec. And alongside of him, the 47S from Cornwall will be Corey Wheeler. Row 3 to the inside. Driving car number 41 from Victoriaville, Quebec, is Samuel Charland, and alongside of him, driving in the Boissonneau, number 61, Felix Waugh. Row number 4 to the inside, driving the 44J from Prescott, Ontario, is Jonathan Ferguson. And alongside, driving in the number 18 junior out of Akwesasne, New York, is Louis Jackson Jr. Row number 5 on the inside, the 88 will be Lee Ladasor from Alexandria. And the final starting spot in the advanced concrete number 4 is Anthony Perego. Here they come off the turn. Heat race number 2, no go. Joe said no. We'll try it again. Here we go. Working out of the turn, complete restart, out of the turn, green is out. Here they come down the straightaway. Charging into the turn, Dingwall. We'll see Shepard outrun him down the backstretch.
A couple local drivers in second and third. That's Dingwall and Wheeler trying to go to the high side. Shepard trying to run away with this one early.
Into the turn now. Hebert is in 4th spot. Waugh is in 5th. They hold down the last 2 qualifying spots. We got a battle for 2nd.
Now David Hebert, the great Canadian champion, pushes up the track for 3rd. And Hollywood, Felix Waugh on the 61, holding on to the final transfer.
Wheeler is now moved up to 2nd spot. Wheeler getting by Dingwall. Dingwall holding down the final redraw position, but Hebert is closing quickly. Matt Shepard continuing to lead the way. He pulled off a last lap, last turn pass to win at Mohawk last night. Halfway through this heat race, Shepard continuing to lead the way. Hebert moving in, putting pressure on Dingwall for the last qualifying spot. Charland in the 41 trying to move in on Waugh for the last qualifying spot as Hebert battles Dingwall out of back for the last redraw spot with 2 to go.
Well, Matt Shepard making this one look easy every time he comes up to the Cornwall Motor Speedway. He's almost got a full backstretch lead over 2nd place Wheeler.
We'll get the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag, 1 lap to go. Matt Shepard has the lead, working down the straightaway. The 47S of Corey Wheeler running on the number 2 spot, and they're side by side for 3rd. Hebert battling with Dingwall.
David Hebert, the great Canadian champion, wants up into that redraw spot. He's going to take it as he gets by Dingwall, coming through 3 and 4.
Checkered flag falling on heat race number 2 as they work the final lap. No doubt about the winner, the 9S. Matt Shepard is the winning driver. The 47S, Corey Wheeler grabs 2nd on the last turn by a wheel. The 1 of David Hebert will be 3rd going to the redraw. The 66K, Kyle Dingwall will grab 4th, and the 61, Felix Waugh, is in 5th. Line up for heat race number 2 will go this way. Pole position of Barron's Performance Warehouse. Number 3 will be Matt Williamson. Alongside of him, the Hallmark International number 44 is Stuart Friesen. Starting from the 2nd row on the inside, driving the Twin Leaf Stores number 66X, Kerry Terrence, and alongside of him, driving in the 35R, that's the Robert Bernard 35R, William Racine. Starting on the inside of the 3rd row, driving the 23, that'll be the Mr. Radiator Auto Service entry of Joey Ladasor, and alongside of him, the 124, Mario Claire. Row 4 to the inside, driving in the 22G, that is Gordon Clare in the 22, alongside of him, the M16, Gage Morin. Final row on the inside, driving in the Emmerich Associates, BDR Speedo 2, Jack Lehner. And the final starting spot, the Millman's Napa Auto Parts 84Y, is Kid Rocket, Alex Jankowski. 8 more laps will take 5 to the feature. Here they come. No start, no start, no start. No start, no start. Get back here to the Sunoco starting zone. We're going to stay yellow. They're a little out of shape here. You can see the 2 signs over here in turn number 4. One says start, the other says restart. They must go together at the start sign. After we get a lap in, leader is lane choice, inside or outside, and then the leader can fire anywhere in the restart zone. So a little bit, I don't know if that's how you guys do it on a normal weekly basis, but a little bit different maybe for the Short Track Super Series.
We do have a sign in turn 4. All of our starts and restarts are at the wired audio zone sign in turn 4. Pretty much the same deal.
Okay. Here we go. Heat number 3, ready to go. 8 more laps. 5 will go to the feature. Williamson and Friesen up front. Here they come. Motoring into the turn. Friesen on the outside, trying to stay with Williamson. He'll try to cross him over and go after the bottom lane down the back.
Well, Friesen with a big crossover down the backstretch, going to try to take back the lead. Money Matt Williamson on the outside.
To the first turn. Whoa, almost a little wheel rubbing going on there with Williamson and Friesen. Meanwhile, Kerry Terrence next in line with a 66. He's in third. Racine up the fourth.
Keep an eye on the 66X of Kerry Terrence, 4-time track champion here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, going for his 5th championship this season.
Joey Ladouceur in the 23, trying to move into a qualifying spot as he battles Claire in the 124, side by side. Now inside of Racine out of the corner.
Well, the main battle now is for 4th and 5th. Those 2 transfer spots, William Racine, Joey Ladouceur, hang on to them. Super Mario Claire just on the outside looking in.
And look at the guy that's making some hay on the outside. Oh, just as I was saying that, the 84Y of Alex Jankowski skids off the edge of the racetrack.
Well, yeah.
I was just about to say, watch Alex Jankowski. He just gained 4 spots. He's working the outside lane, but that outside lip just bit him.
The dark groove around the top of the track, it's you can tightrope it and you can walk it all the way around, but if you miss it, you're going to go back in a hurry.
Yeah, what a heartbreaker there for Alex. He spent the first lap or so trying to get a feel for the track, and then all of a sudden his nickname is Kid Rocket. He was going like a rocket, but he shot off the edge of the track over there. So he'll rejoin. Here they come. 4 laps in. Working out of the corner, Williamson and Friesen trade lanes again, and Friesen will move by Williamson and grab the lead.
Well, Friesen did that crossover move again this time, drove it hard through 3 and 4, made the pass stick.
Into the turn, Racine, Terrence battling. And we got another spinner, that is Alex Jankowski again in turn 1 and 2 this time. Yellow is out for Alex. Hugh, what a battle we have right there at the back of those last couple of qualifying spots among some of the regular drivers here and some of the other invaders. Racine, Kerry Terrence, Mario Claire, and the 23 of Joey Ladouceur. What a battle.
Well, Kerry Terrence, Joey Ladouceur, our regulars, they run every Sunday night with us. William Racine, Mario Claire, they'll join us for our big races that we have here on our Sunday nights as well. So William Racine, no stranger, and neither is Mario Claire to this Cornwall Motor Speedway.
I'll tell you what, keep your eye on that battle for those last couple of qualifying spots. Again, 5 go to the feature, 3 to the redraw, and Williamson and Friesen trading spots. Williamson is not the leader. It is Friesen. He's picking the top lane for the restart after taking the lead with a move on the bottom. Interesting choice. Here they come. Friesen fires first, back to green. Kerry Terrence takes advantage of the outside lane going first. He'll go around Racine and grab third.
I'll watch Kerry Terrence on that top side. He's got his sights set on Money Matt Williamson as Kerry Terrence drives it hard into 3 and 4.
Down the straightaway, Kerry Terrence is now third, Racine fourth, Ladouceur's fifth, then Claire down the back straightaway, and we got Jankowski trying to work his way through. We'll get the Barron's Performance Warehouse white flag. 1 lap to go for Stuart Friesen.
Well, it'll be 2 corners for Friesen to go as he brings it down the backstretch. Williamson, it'll be Terrence and Racine battling for the final redraw spot.
Yeah, Racine to the inside, Terrence on the outside. Kerry Terrence will beat Racine to the wire. What a move for those 2 drivers. Checkered flag falls on heat race number 3, and a good one it is. The 44 Stuart Friesen the winner. The 3 Matt Williamson second. The 66X of Kerry Terrence will grab third, going to the redraw. The 35 of William Racine is in fourth. The 23 Joey Ladouceur is in position number 5. Lineup for heat race number 4, the 15B. The St. Lawrence Radiology entry of Brianna Ladouceur is on the pole. Outside, Driving car number 13 will be Kevin Hamel. Kevin in the number 13. Second row to the inside, the Adirondack Auto number 35 will be Mike Mahaney. And alongside of him, the Genic number 35, Francois Belmar. Row number 3 on the inside, driving the Valley Steel number R70, Ryan Arbuthnot. And alongside of him, in the 18, that'll be Caden Draper. Caden is in the Draper doors, number 18. Row 4 to the inside, the Quality Forestry Management 28, Mike Troutschul. Alongside of him, the Schubach Sod Farms 15, Daniel Morgevitz. The final starting spot, the 08, is Chris Ferguson. Here they come. 8 more laps, 5 more to qualify into the turn. River Valley Builders North Region Ollie's overall championship battle here at Cornwall Motor Speedway into the turn. 3 wide for the lead.
Brianna Lattiser, a local here at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, started racing in the go-karts years ago, now running in the modified division.
How about that? She's got the lead down the back straightaway. Mike Mahaney running in the number 2 spot, working out of the turn. Mahaney still giving chase. Meanwhile, Hamel is running third.
Now Mike Mahaney in the 35 chasing down Brianna Lattiser. Kevin Hamel hanging on to that third and final redraw spot.
Working into the turn now, Francois Belmar is in 4th spot. Right behind Belmar is the 70 of Ryan Arbuthnot. Arbuthnot is in the last qualifying spot, but Mike Troutschul's not far behind.
Well, Belmar and Arbuthnot, they have the final transfer spots into the big dance. Arbuthnot wants to go a little higher.
Out of the corner, Belmar under pressure from Arbuthnot. Arbuthnot is in the hot seat right now. The last qualifying spot following him is Troutschul and Daniel Morgevitz. Again, only 5 will go. Arbuthnot a little wide. Here comes Troutschul.
Well, Brianna Lattiser continues to lead in that 15B, the only lady in the field. The young woman showing the men the way around the Cornwall Motor Speedway.
You can tell she's a regular. She knows right where to go. Right to the top lane. Hammer down. 2 to go. Lattiser setting the pace, followed by Mahaney, the 13 of Hamel. Then the 35 of Belmar has gotten away from Arbuthnot. He's battling it out with Mike Troutschul. Bears Performance Warehouse, white flag. 1 to go for Lattiser.
Well, Brianna Lattiser trying to hold it all together. She's got the boys chasing her down. 2 more corners to go for Brianna Lattiser.
Here comes Mahaney making a last-ditch effort out of the corner. Brianna Lattiser hiking the left front off the track. She'll pick up the checker. Mahaney, Hamel, followed by the 35 of Belmar. And Ryan Arbuthnot will pick up the last qualifying spot. Heat race number 4. How about it? The 15B, Brianna Lattiser taking home the win. 35 Mike Mahaney second. The 13 Kevin Hamel grabbing third. They go to the redraw. 35 Mike Mahaney fourth. And the R70 Ryan Arbuthnot is in position number 5. All right, modified heats are complete. We've got 20 cars qualified. 5 out of the 4 heats. Sportsmen are coming up next. I'd just like to quickly get in BA Custom Headers redraw. After the conclusion of the heat races, top qualifiers take part in the BA Custom Headers redraw. 25 years in header fabrication business, BA Custom Headers of Genoa can customize your power curve for a broader range of power. Each header or exhaust setup has been tried and tested and chosen by top modified and late model teams across the country. BA Headers is on the web at baheaders.com, on Facebook, BA Headers, and Instagram at BA Headers. All right, Sportsman coming up next. We're going to go back to Hugh and Robert for the call.
And thank you, Jeff, as race number 1, heat race number 1 for the Next Level Home Improvement Lamoureux Pumping Sportsman Series rolls out onto the racetrack. Leading them off for the pole, the 22S of Shane Stearns alongside the 94 of Gabriel Sear. Row number 2, the 8KL of Carl Latondra alongside the 3 of Adam Rosa. The 1 of Justin Lalonset and the 92T of Tristan Lattiser make up row number 3. Row 4, the 9 of Christian Smoke alongside the 15 of Matthew Noiseau. The 21 TL and Terry Lattiser and the 14 of Ty David bring up the rear of the field. Top 3 to the redraw, top 5 to the big dance. And we are green. 8 laps here for the Sportsmen. We'll wave it off and try that one again. They didn't like that restart. The field not quite in the correct positions here, so we'll re-rack it, restack it, and do it all over again. Is the field going to head down the back straightaway? Going to be looking for a clean and green start this time at the Wired Audio Zone sign at the bottom of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. That one's good, and we're underway. Through turns number 1 and 2, Gabriel Sear going to have the top spot, but here comes Shane Stearns taking a look down to the inside. Not quite able to get there that time. Carl Latondra going to hold on to position number 3. Adam Rosa up on the high side of Tristan Lattiser is there side by side for positions number 4 and 5. Of course, Latondra, the final driver, currently in one of those redraw positions. Justin Lalancette, currently the driver on the outside, looking into the big dance in that number 1 machine. Ty David way high here through turns number 3 and 4. He's going to spin it out and come to a stop at the top of turn number 4. Caution flag is displayed. 1 lap completed, 7 laps to go as Ty David, going to get a little bit too high there in turns number 3 and 4, comes to a stop right there at the pit exit.
Well, Robert, I got to quickly mention that the time trials and the heats for the Short Track Super Series, that was about 20 minutes to run 4 heats.
Not too bad at all. That moved by
the
pretty
boys
quick.
and Brianna had it together.
That's right. The boys and Bree.
The boys and Bree. There we go.
The field being told to double it up once again. We're going to come to the white flag this time. We'll go green next time by. It's going to be Gabe Sear leading the way. Shane Stearns going to go down to the inside. Carl Latondra, Adam Rosa make up row number 2. Tristan Lattiser, Justin Lalancette, row 3. Christian Smoke, Matthew Noiseau in row 4 with Terry Lattiser and Ty David bringing up the rear of the field. 1 lap complete, 7 laps to go. Top 3 to the redraw, top 5 to the big dance. Everyone else to one of our 2 consies here tonight. Issues for Rosa on the start, but we'll go green. And we'll wave the yellow once again. We'll re-rack it, restack it, and give it another go.
Well, everyone knows where we normally start at the wired audio zone sign. So I think the 2 signs might be throwing them off just a little bit. They're being told on the one-way again that, well, we start at the second yellow sign where the wired audio zone sign is. That's right. That's our regular start every Sunday night.
They just want the advantage as we're green once again. Sear leads us through turns 1 and 2. Rosa had the bobble on the last restart. No bobble this time. He's up to second. Gets by Shane Stearns. Stearns going to fall back to third. He's got Carl Latondra just behind him, side by side behind them as well, as Justin Lalancette going to move his way into the big dance. He's going to get by Tristan Lattiser as Lattiser still battling down there on the inside of Lalancette. They're catching up to Carl Latondra as they're going to work their way off of turn number 4. Cross flags in the air, 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. It's Gabe Sear, Adam Rosa, Shane Stearns currently in the redraw positions as Carl Latondra and Tristan Lattiser are the current drivers in that big dance as well. Watching a battle towards the rear of the field as well. That's Terry Lattiser inside, Matthew Noiseau up on the high side as we're going to work our way through turns number 3 and 4, coming to popsicle sticks this time. It's 2 laps to go for our defending track champion, Mr. Puff himself, Gabriel Sear, as he heads through turns number 1 and 2 side by side for second. Rosa up top. Shane Stearns going to battle back in the 22S. He gets his nose to the inside of Rosa now door to door as they come off of 4. It's the white flag this time for Gabe Sear as he's going to jet his way down turns number 1 and 2, now headed down the back straightaway. It's Sear with a commanding lead. He's going to take the checkered flag here in heat race number 1 for the next level home improvement Sportsman. Gabe Sear takes the top spot. Stearns second. Rosa going to round out the redraw cars with Carl Latondra and Justin Lalancette to the big dance. Tristan Lattiser, Christian Smoke, Matthew Noiseau, Terry Lattiser, and Ty David going to go to one of our 2 consi races coming up a little bit later on for the next level home improvement. Lamoureux Pumping Sportsman here tonight. Huey.
Well, heat number 2 set to roll out. 8 laps will be the distance. We've got 10 cars again in this heat. Set to lead them off the pole from out of Chelsea, Quebec. It'll be the 22C of Cedric Gauvreau. Kevin Latondra in the 3KL from out of Sorel, Tracy, Quebec. Brandon Beauregard from out of Granby, Quebec in the 72B. The 88 of Fire Swamp from out of Aquasauce, New York. Justin Derosier from out of Cornwall in the 29D, the 14K of Carl Potvin from Gatineau, Quebec. Matt Barber from out of Brockville, Ontario in the 16. Then we see the 37 of Mark-Olivier McCarthy from out of Glen Robertson. Ja'Cory Thompson in the 7J from out of Akwesasne, and Kent Miller from out of Morrisburg, Ontario, in the 42, rounds out the field. 8 laps is the distance. Top 5 qualify, top 3 to the redraw, and it's going to be Fire Swamp around the outside with the 88. He's trying to get around Latondra. Of course, those top 3 will go to the redraw. That is the 22C of Cedric Govro. Doing double duty this evening. We saw him running with the Short Track Super Series in the modified a little bit earlier on. As we've got, that's Derosier off the track with 29D high in turn number 2. He'll rejoin the back of the field. Top 3 breaking away from the rest of the field. Brandon Beauregard in the 72B and Matt Barber in the 16 hang on to the transfers into the big dance coming up a little bit later on. As we see Govro and Fire Swamp breaking away from the rest of the field. Govro down on the bottom of the 22C. Here comes Fire Swamp on the outside with the 88. Closes right up onto the back bumper of Govro. Swamp around the outside, pushes a little high, and he's going to hang on to it, and they're going to touch just down the front stretch. Fire Swamp hanging onto that outside groove. He's going to power around Govro this time. Swamp found something on the high side. Halfway home. This time it'll be lap number 5 in the books. Fire Swamp into the lead. What a drive by Fire Swamp to get into the lead. Of course, they both go to the redraw. The battle right now is for the 3rd and final redraw spot. Kevin Latondra hangs on to it with the 3KL on the top side. Brandon Beauregard wants into that redraw with the 72B. There's 2 laps to go. Fire Swamp now pulling away from the field. Him and Govro broke away from the field early. Here it comes down on the backstretch. The battle for 3rd in that final redraw spot. White on the field one more time around. As Latondra cuts up high and takes away Beauregard's lane. Kevin Latondra hanging on to that 3rd and final redraw spot. Fire Swamp takes the heat win. Cedric Govro will finish 2nd. Latondra takes the 3rd and final redraw spot. And as Beauregard and Matt Barber get the final transfer spots to 72 and 16. So it would be Carl Potvin, Justin Derosier, Marc-Olivier MacArthur, Kent Miller, and Ja'Cory Thompson. All to the con seats coming up a little bit later on. Robert, heat number 3, set to come out next level home improvement for the Lamoureux Pumping Series.
Heat race number 3 of 4 about to roll out onto the racetrack. Again, top 3 to the redraw, top 5 to the big dance, everyone else to the consi. And this is how they're going to roll. The 88Z on the pole out of Elginburg, Ontario. It's Bobby Harrington, and his outside out of Saint-Zoe, Quebec, the 33X of Marco Poirier. For number 2, the 48D out of Limoges, Ontario, it's Sylvain Dupuis. His outside, the 18JR out of Lancaster, Ontario, it's Dennis Rose. Row number 3 out of Cornwall, driving the number 25, it's Bob Ray, and his outside out of Alexandria, Ontario, driving the 21T, it's Trey Lattiser. Row 4 out of Morrisburg, Ontario, driving the 911, it's Nick Merkley, and his outside out of Hogansburg, New York, it's the Mohawk Express, the M70 of Billy Cook, and out of Cornwall, Ontario, the 21L of Skylar Lattiser brings up the rear of the field as we come to the Wired Audio Zone side, green flag, and we're underway. Bobby Harrington going to lead us here down the back straightaway for the first time. 3 wide in the midfield. That's Dennis Rose in the middle. Nick Merkley on the bottom. Trey Lattiser up to the high side. Lattiser going to go from the outside of the big dance to putting himself in the show. He's working his way up there on the high side. Once again to Nick Merkley. Merkley on the inside. Trey Lattiser up on the high side. That's your battle for the final transfer. As 5th and 6th Lattiser gets too high, he's going to have to back it off just a little bit. But Harrington leads us through turns 1 and 2. Once again, 2 laps down, 6 laps to go. It's currently Harrington, Poirier, and Dupuis headed to the redraw with Bob Ray and Nick Merkley holding on to those final transfer positions, running 4th and 5th on the racetrack, just ahead of Trey Lattiser. And just behind Trey Lattiser, side by side, it's Dennis Rose and Skylar Lattiser side by side for position as we come to cross flags this time. 4 laps, 4 to go. Bobby Harrington heads through turns number 1 and 2. Once again, he has himself a 1 second lead over second place Marco Poirier. That's about a half a straightaway here as he heads down off of turn number 4 once again. Gonna be shown 2 laps to go. That's not correct there that time, as it's still 3 laps remaining in this one. as it's Harrington, Poirier, and Dupuis. As we're going to come to popsicle sticks this time, the freezer opened just a little bit early there. We closed it back up, snapped it back open. It's all good. We got the banana pops on deck here tonight as Harrington heads down the back straightaway. Poirier second, Dupuis in third. That's your current redraw positions. Bob Ray, Nick Merkley in those transfer spots, side by side behind them. Dennis Rose and Trey Lattiser as the white flag displayed. 1 lap to go as down the back straightaway. It's Bobby Harrington in the Dan Dottie owned 88Z. Happy birthday to Dan and happy checkered flag for Bobby Harrington as he comes off of turn number 4. Marco Poirier second, Sylvain Dupuis gonna head to the redraw. Bob Ray and Nick Merkley gonna head to the big dance with Dennis Rose, Skylar Lattiser, Trey Lattiser, Billy Cook, and Chris Wilson headed to one of the 2 consies coming up later on tonight. One final heat race to come here for the Next Level Home Improvement Lamoureux Pumping Sportsman Series here, Huey, and you've got the call.
Well, we've got 9 cars left to go. 8 laps will be the distance. We're going to see a multi-time track champion, the 0, Shane Pecor from out of Cornwall, lead them out. It'll be Casey Swamp from out of Akwesasne, New York, in the 44, going to the outside pole. David Andre from out of Long Sault, Ontario, in the 98. The 94J from out of Cornwall, Ontario. Justin Sear. Then we'll see the 95 from St. Andrews West, Dan Jalbert. Nicholas Mainville from out of Limoges in the 82. The 1R of Ricky Thompson from out of Akwesasne. Hugo Noiseau from St. Omble, Quebec in the 51. Mark Johnson rounding out the field in the number 5. 8 laps will be the distance. Top 5 qualify, top 3 to the draw. We're looking for a nice clean start. The audio zone sign in turn number 4. Pecor and Swamp, bring them around. We're going green. Qualifying heat number 4. Next Level Home Improvement Lamoureux Pumping Series. Pecor and Swamp side by side down the backstretch. Pecor cuts a nice corner coming into 3 and 4. He'll lead them down the front stretch. Casey Swamp trying to keep it close with the 44. So they're going to try to break away from the rest of the field. Justin Sear hanging on to that 3rd and final redraw spot. It'll be Dan Jalbert and David Andre in the 95 and the 98 respectively, battling for that 4th and 5th final transfer spots. It'll be Ricky Thompson and Nicholas Mainville looking on the outside, trying to get in. As Ricky Thompson drives it hard down into 3 and 4. Mainville pushes up the track with the 82. They're on the outside looking in 6th and 7th. As Pecor starts to pull away down the backstretch. Casey Swamp hanging on a 2nd. Justin Sear in that 3rd and final redraw spot at the halfway point. 4 in, 4 to go. Now Pecor stretches out that lead a little bit more going down the back chute. Casey Swamp still hanging on a 2nd. Justin Sear 3rd. Andre 4th with the 98. Dan Jalbert 5th with the 95. They will transfer into the big race coming up a little bit later on. Everybody else will have to go to the consi as they bring it around this time. Pecor will be shown 2 more laps to go. Lap number 6 goes up on the board. One more time, Pecor down the backstretch. Casey Swamp trying to close the gap. And he's got Justin Sear in tow with the 94J. Sear way up to the top of the track, trying to use every inch of the track to close that gap on Casey Swamp. As White comes out onto the field one more time around Pecor, this time as he goes through 3 and 4, past the wired audio zone sign in turn number 4. And the checkered flag comes out for Pecor. He'll take heat number 4. Casey Swamp and Justin Sear will go to the redraw. David Andre in the 98, Dan Jalbert in the 95. They will transfer to the big dance. It'll be Ricky Thompson, Nicholas Mainville, Hugo Noiseau, and Mark Johnson all going to the conceit coming up. And that's going to be some pretty full conceits, Robert, or last chance qualifiers. We've got a number of cars, 4 out of each heat going to those